deployment and which scenarios you generally come across.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So in Oracle e-business suite, if you remember, like generally as a as a developer, technically like what are the components we generally design? We generally design SQL scripts. It can be it can be anything like a DDL or DML, and the PL SQL objects, right? This is from the database perspective. Coming from the normal e-biz perspective, like a RiseWF tools, RiseWF plus OF. So what do you design? Like if you consider our RDF reports, we design RDF file. If you consider XML publisher report, we design RTF, right? And if you consider the SQL loader, then we'll design the CTL files, right? And there is something called extensions. So extensions we never discuss. That generally we discuss is the last class. This is a final topic we generally discuss. Okay. Extensions, just for your understanding, what do you mean by extension is nothing but we know that by default Oracle ERP is provided to the customer, right? Let us say you bought I'll tell you in a simple way. Let us say you've just bought a ready-made dress. What do? Like, see, generally the companies build the ready-made dresses in a considering generic size of the user, right? So, but anyone, like they require some alteration, right? Generally they require some alteration. So they will alter according to their requirement. The same way, like when any customer buys eBiz license, they'll customize some set of requirements. They customize the provided functionality according to their requirement. Now, one simple example is, let us say if you observe Oracle e-business, I have a logo called Tata Motors, right? So generally, this is generally we call it as personalization or customization or extension. We generally call it as personalization. Let us say, like whenever like a user logs into screen, I want to show a welcome message. That's called extension, right? You're extending the existing business functionality. Other thing I'll show you. See here. Maybe if it is available, try to show you. Well, anyway, I'll show you. Like, see, how do we do it? Everything I'll show you, but I just want to show how it looks like initially. Okay. So extension is the final topic that we'll discuss sometime later. But right now, let me show you what exactly I'm talking about. So here. Yeah, can you see now that color got changed to pink color, right? Initially it was yellow, now it got changed to pink color. This we call it as form personalization. So here there is no change in the screen. What is changed is just some set of functionalities. Let us say you want to change this label from supplier to business, like vendor. Let us say you want to change this label from supplier to vendor. Then you have to like it doesn't need any technical change to the FMB. It doesn't need to change the source of your form. What you have to do is you just need to personalize the form. You can change the label. So generally here, if you observe, click on help, diagnostics, custom code, and personalize. So this is how we personalize a form. You're just doing a personalization. So nothing but, let us say when you bought a mobile phone, you generally apply your themes, right? You generally change your wallpaper, generally you change the font, colors, right? You're just changing the themes. You're generally just you're just personalizing your particular component according to your requirement, right? So that is called form personalization. Can you see here? We are just defaulting some values, calling some functionality set on the load.
Yeah.
This is called form personalization. We call this particular requirement, generally we call it as extensions. They're called extensions. Okay. So rise to WF and W stands for workflow, F is for forms, and OF is for the OF pages. Apart from these things, if you remember, like for everything, like let us say if you want to register a concurrent program, or if you want to assign the concurrent program to the request group, everything is part of AOL, application object library, right? So what all we have in the application object library? We have messages, lookup, value set, DFF or KFF, we generally call it as flexi fields, and what more, and concurrent program registration, and XML, that's XML publisher administrator data definition, right? They are also part of AOL concept. And what do you more? Yeah, request group assignment, and even these things, right? Like messages lookup, form, function, menu, responsibilities, everything is part of AOL. So what do you mean by AOL? Like AOL is a foundation library or foundation module for Oracle ERP, right? This is one of the foundation module for Oracle ERP. It's a by default required for any of the Oracle ERP implementations, and it will be installed by default. It's a foundation module because that on the basis of this only your particular Oracle ERP works, right? So now let us say, assume that like you have done particular 5 reports in one environment. Assume that you have done 5 RDF reports in one environment and 5 RTF reports in one environment. Let us say this is a development environment. Now everything is tested, and what you want to do is you want to migrate this particular 10 reports, total 10 reports, right? 5 RDF and 5 RTF. You want to migrate these particular 10 reports into testing environment. So what do you do? I want nothing but see, like let us say this environment is available in the, like let us say dev.tatamotors.com. This is the URL for the development instance. Now let us say I want to deploy these particular 10 reports into the other instance, test.tatamotors.com. So what do? Will you perform the same steps again there in the test environment?
No, usually in warehouse environment, we'll export the jobs in dev environment and we'll import them in the test environment.
Yes, perfect. So generally here also we'll be doing the same thing. So there are two approaches. One is there are a couple of approaches, not just two. Let us say the first approach is total manual approach. Nothing but you'll perform the same steps what you have done in the other environment, like doing a step-by-step procedure, step by step, like whatever, like create executable, create concurrent program, then assign to the request group, right? You'll be performing the step by step. This is a manual approach. This is generally preferred if you just have only a single component, one or two, right? Generally, if you just have only one or two components, doesn't require any special migration. The other thing is like using a migration script. Generally, we call it as migration script. We generally design this using Unix shell script. Other one is using any of the third-party tools. There are some third-party tools which are available. Like what I know is there is a tool called Quintana, and there are some other vendors are there for that. So we just, and maybe even Source Offsite. There are a lot number of tools which are available in the market. It depends upon the client, because using a third-party tool is an extra investment for the customer. The one who buys the EBS, like some client doesn't prefer to have other third-party tool for the installation migration, because there's an extra license for them. It's extra money investment, right? So it depends upon their usage and all those things. So these are the general approaches you'll generally come across for the migration. It can be a manual approach, or using a migration script approach. Other one is the third-party tools approach, right? So what we prefer to do is, like in our training, we generally prefer to go with the second approach, because third approach anyway, that is just a tool, depends on the customer, you have to learn it. And anyway, that will be very easy one. So it won't be any tough, because it doesn't require any programming at all. Just you will have appropriate documentation for a tool, and you just need to read it and you have to go with that. So coming to the second one, migration script. How do you do it, right? How do we migrate? What are the steps involved in that? So before proceeding, any questions?
I'm fine. No.
Yeah. Okay. Now assume that like for RDF report, what all we do it, right? So remember, like whenever you want to migrate any component, assume that what you have done from starting to the end of your component, then that's the way you will not mess any component for migration. Generally in the migration, most of the issues what we do is we forget to mention appropriate source files, and you'll later face the issues, right? That is the reason what we do is whenever you want to migrate any component, just understand that what are the components you have designed for that particular program, and then move all the components accordingly. For RDF report, the first one is your RDF file. This is the first step what we do, right? RDF file. Other one is concurrent executable, concurrent program, and what is the other one? Request group registration, right? So generally these are the 4 steps you generally come across for the RDF report. Anything more, do you think? Maybe there can be extra thing only if at all if you have designed some custom package, right? SQL or a PL/SQL component, because tables will be the serial tables whichever you have in the test environment, with development environment, will be available in the test environment also. But let us say if you have done some custom table creation, then you have to include your custom table SQL or a PL/SQL scripts. Okay, if you have done any extra component, any SQL or PL SQL stuff, then you have to include them. Generally, these are the four things you'll generally come across, right? So now, what components we have to move? For the first step, we have to copy the RDF file to the appropriate location into the destination environment, right? Maybe the appropriate, like it can be what you say, like it can be a FND top, it can be AP top, or a custom top, depends upon the target environment, right? And next thing is for a concurrent executable plus concurrent program, or even if at all, if your concurrent program is having any of the parameter, the value set parameters, what we do is there is something called FND load. There is a utility called FND load. It is a utility. I mean to say, just a program which is provided by Oracle for the purpose of downloading, as well as uploading the AOL components. This is especially for the AOL components. If you want to download or if you want to upload any of the AOL component, you have to use FND load utility. So now in our case, what do you want to do? I want to migrate a particular report from one instance to another instance, right? So I don't want to perform the step-by-step registration, because generally, let us say if your concurrent program is having 5 parameters, each parameter is having a value set, at least it will take 15 minutes. And it is not even error prone, right? There is a chance that you may get into error also. Let us say if you have 10 reports, how much time it will take? At least 5 hours for that, right? But if you just do a migration, if you just design a migration script, it's just at least just a 30-minute job. Okay. So now FND load is a utility which is provided by Oracle for the purpose of downloading as well as uploading the components. So from the source environment, you have to perform download. Nothing but from the development environment, what we do, you just download it. And the target environment, what you have to do, you have to upload them in the target environment. Correct? But how do you execute? What is the parameter? We have to understand them, right? Clear? I'll just show you one example.
Yes.
I'll just try to show you one example, because, and one more thing is, you cannot remember the total, what you say, the script parameters and all those things. What you have to remember is just FND load. Okay? Because it's very difficult to remember. We generally just Google it and get the scripts. Okay?
Okay.
You just type FND load concurrent program. That's it. We'll get all the information. We'll check out one of our program and let's see how do we download and all those things. Okay, this is very important. Even from the interview point of view also, it is very, very important. So better what I do is I want to give you some kind of like assignment or something like that, so you'll have a clarity on that, because we face a lot of issues generally during the migration. Okay, so just search for the concurrent program. See, these are all AOL components. If you observe, for every of the component, you have a FND load command. There is something you have to understand. I'll try to give a clarity on that, right? Where is that concurrent program? Yeah, see, you have concurrent program. Why it's not copying? Okay. So here, just observe carefully, okay? You have a FND load command, right? This is a command. So this is just, I hope that this is designed using a C language. Okay, and this is especially for the Oracle ERP environment. This command is only for ERP environment. It is not a database related command. Okay, this is Oracle e-business suite related command, and followed by
Which language again? You're saying which language?
no, I think that this particular FND load would have been designed using C language. I hope that, because there is no, because we don't know how Oracle designs a particular utility. Some, if you see within the Oracle e-business suite, you'll come across Python, you come across Java, you come across Perl, and there is something called the different Object-C or something. There are a lot number of programming languages it uses internally. Okay, but for a developer, it doesn't need to learn all those things. Okay, just for our clarity or understanding, that's the only thing. If you want to get deeper into the what you say, the EBIS technical kind of thing, then you can just get into that. Anyways, so now here the first command is your FND load command. Okay, followed by this is apps, our schema. This is app schema password, database. Okay, database password, and followed by We have to go with the parameter O, and again Y, followed by download. So till this part is just a default. You have to just follow all these commands. Download, and here followed by, here if you observe carefully, it is having something called LCT file. LCT file, okay? And there is something called LDT file, right? This is a download command, right? So for the download command, what are we providing here? The first thing is your app schema password. This is same for every particular evolve component. You just some of the parameters will get changed. The first thing is your app schema password, followed by the location of your LCT file. This is called loader control file. And other one is, this is a download file, LDT file, loader data file. This is the file which you have to copy to the target environment, loader data file. This is our custom generated file. And then you have to set up parameters. These parameters differs based on your appropriate LDT command, appropriate LCT command for a specific concurrent, specific AOL one. Now for the concurrent program, you have this AFCPP ROG LCT, right? But let us, if you observe some other AOL component, you'll have a different one. Observe here. Let us say you want to just download a lookup. Can you see what is a LCT file here? AFL, right? AFL VMLU. This LCT file, and even the parameters differs if you observe carefully. For this one, the parameter name is FND lookup application short name and lookup type. But for our concurrent program, it was totally different, right? It is having a parameter called concurrent program name. So the command is same again. If you observe here, the command and these initial things are same. FND load, schema password, 0Y download, these are same. But what is differing is the LCT file name and the parameters are getting differed. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And now what we do is we want to download one of our RDF report which you have designed, right? So let us see, let us understand how do we execute, right? That is what we have to understand first. So let's take any of our existing report. Go to application developer, concurrent program, XX. What did we mention? LA or? Yeah. Let us say this is okay. This is RDF, not RDF. Yeah, this is RDF, right? This RDF based report, isn't it? So short name actually we should not. This short name we should not give AR. For any custom report, it always has to start with XX.
I think you should go with XXQA. You have designed all the reports with XXQA. Mine are with XXLA.
Okay, yeah, better. This is good for me. RDF, yeah, this RDF report, right? So how I'm telling this RDF, on what basis?
There we have given Oracle report.
Yeah, the execution method is Oracle report, right? The execution method is, yeah, whenever you have an executable method, this Oracle report, which means it is based on RDF concept. Okay. And other thing is, like for all the AOL components, you just need to know the table names. That is very, very important. For every component, you have to get that. Which table concurrent executable is stored, which table concurrent program is stored, which table request groups are stored, which table menus, lookups, value sets, everything you have to know it. And if you don't know table name, what you have to do? Help record history.
Diagnose?
No, help record history. Click on help.
Not examine?
Okay. No, not examine. Diagnostics examine is required if you want to find out the column name. Let us say if you want to know, like, let us say you want to know which column it stores or which column it is referring, diagnostics, then you have to refer examine, then it tells you the column name. But it is of not much use generally. It is used when this particular kind of thing is required when you want to perform personalization kind of thing.
Okay.
And other thing is, now here if you observe, let us say click on help and record history. In this table, you will not get all the information. Now let us say if you want to get the executable method name, you will not get here. Because Oracle, this is a relational ERD, what you call it, this is called RDBMS, right? It will not store all the information in a single table, right? You'll have multiple tables involved for storing any of the component, as well as it will not waste the memory. Now let us say for concurrent executable, what is the unique ID? Concurrent executable short name, right? And the same way for concurrent program, what is the unique name?
Yeah.
So there are like couple of things like that. Even now your application name is this one, right? It will never store application name. It will always store application ID in the database. I mean to say in like in the referred tables. So I'll show you one example so then you can get clarity. I'll take this one. Okay. Let me go to Toad or SQL developer. Are you comfortable with Toad or not? TOAD.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I'm.
Yeah, that is generally required. Because in some of the environment they prefer SQL developer or some environment they prefer Toad. And one more thing I want to ask you. So this particular one which I mentioned here, is this a table name or is this a view? What is it?
It's a view. It is a view.
Yeah, because it is having underscore v, right?
Yeah.
So you can also validate from here. Space. Okay. It's a object type is a view, right? Now this is the one, and now what I'll do is let us say concurrent program name, right? Concurrent program name. We are not getting any name, so this is not the column. I think that's the name is user underscore concurrent program, I guess. Yeah, right. This is the one, and here it is having application ID, right? Application ID is 0. Application ID is 0 for the AOL. Now, if you want to get the application name also, then you have to again join with FND application table, isn't it? And here, if you see, execution method code is P. It is not even telling that it is not showing Oracle reports here, right?
Yes.
So this is how it happens. So there are a lot number of tables we have to join. And it will not tell you, it will not show you the concurrent executable information. It is just having a ID called executable ID. You have to join with the FND concurrent executable table and then get the concurrent executable information also if you want. So that's how we have to join with the multiple tables. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are we? Yeah. Now for this download one, what is the parameter you require? The first thing is application short name. What is our application short name? For AOL, what is application short name? This is our application, right? So, but you have to pass application short name. It is FND.
FND.
Yeah.
FND.
And then concurrent program name. You should pass concurrent program short name, not the concurrent program name. Okay. You have to pass concurrent program short name. So now just pass this one. And now what is the expectation when you execute this command? What are you expecting? It has to download an LTT file. So here what we do is mention your concurrent program short name underscore CP like this, so that you can easily understand, oh, this is your file which you are referring. Okay, clear? Or so what all I have changed here? I'll repeat. See, for this command, this is a download command for the concurrent program. This is a download command for the concurrent program. So this particular command will give you, it will generate an LDT file. It will generate LDT file. And what all it will include? It will include concurrent executable definition. It will include concurrent program definition and also any of the parameters, whatever you have it, and any of the value sets which are linked to your concurrent program parameters also. So for value sets, it doesn't need to download extra explicitly. When you want to download concurrent program, whatever the values which are linked to your parameters, they will also get generated automatically. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we're not changing this top, like FND top. This is where it will download. FND top
No,
patch 115.
this FND top, this one patch 115, this is the location of the LCT file. I'll show you. See, this is the location of the LCT file. So for each particular AOL component, what happens is like it has to generate the loader. This one, it has to generate our data file, right? Loader data file. So what Oracle has done is for it has mentioned the LCT files in a particular location. Apple Manager.
So by default, every AOL file will be stored there.
No, no, no. That they are not. That is not the location of your AOL file. That is the location of the LCT files, which Oracle is using, which Oracle uses for the purpose of downloading the LDT files. There is a difference between LDT file and LCT file, right? This is the location of the LCT file, but here for downloading LDT file, I have not given any location. This will get generated from wherever you're executing. Let us say you're executing from a particular location, it will just generate the LDT file in that particular location itself. I'll show you 1 minute.
Appearance. We have to go to
Appearance. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, this is for the font, right? I want to change the color also.
Okay, sorry.
Because once you see the recording, generally, like if you don't change this color, it will not appear. The comments will not appear for you. So default background, yeah, this should be white. Yeah, can you see now? That's perfect. See, what I'm saying is echo, right? This is the location of the import commands, right? Can you see the LCT files here? LCT files. Hello?
Yes, I'm able to see.
Yeah. So these are the Oracle provided LCT files. These are called loader control files. And now what we are trying to target, we are targeting to download the LDT file. Why do we require LDT file? Because to upload this, if you want to upload in the target environment, what do you require? You just require the LDT file. That's it. So from the source environment, get the LDT, and in the target environment, you just pass the LDT file. So automatically it will register everything there. Okay.
What is the role of this LCT file?
Okay. See, now here you are passing some parameters, right? And now each
Mhm.
AOL component will have a different registration, right? I'm basically nothing but, let us say,
Mhm.
if you consider the concurrent program, it is stored in one table. If you consider executable, it is stored in one
Mhm.
table. If you consider value set, they are stored in another table, right? So this LCT file is having all the logic, nothing but like a, let us say, each LCT file is linked to appropriate component. I mean to say, let us say if you want to download concurrent program, you have to use this particular LCT file because this is having the logic for the purpose of downloading the concurrent program registration. Let us say if you want to download a lookup, this logic is available in the another LCT file. It is nothing but a function, you can say. See, you have a separate function each for each particular AOL component. I mean to say, for downloading lookup, you have to use this LCT because this LCT is having that particular logic. It will understand from where to read and
Mhm.
from how to generate. That is a major thing.
Okay, understood. Yes.
Okay, each AOL component will have a different LCT because each AOL component will get stored in a different table, and each LCT will have a different parameters. Having everything in a single LCT is very difficult for developer to understand as well as to design also. That's how that is why Oracle has separated everything. So it is very easy to understand and it is very easy to pass the parameters also, right? If you have a single LCT file, you just need to understand you have to pass different parameters and the program may fail. If you make the program complex, it's very difficult to maintain also, right? That's the reason. Now what we do is, so the next question is like where to execute, right? That's a general question, where to execute and where it will generate the LDT file. So here if you observe, let's say Well, we can generally, what we do is generally for migration purpose, for every user, generally in the normal environment, for every user they provide a location in the home environment, or like your DBA has to provide the appropriate location. Now we have logged in with the Apple Manager, so by default we can access our home account, isn't it? Correct? Now what I'll do is in the home account of Apple Manager, I'll just change CD Apple Manager, make directory 11 July 2018, right? So can you see this one 11 July? Yeah, right. Now this is a place where I am now, right? So change mode 777 11 July 2018. I've given the all the permissions for this, because sometimes if you don't have the appropriate permissions, you will not execute the commands, right? This is the first thing. Now I'm in which location? I'm in this location, right? Home Apple Manager 11 July 2018. So now when you execute the fnd load command, what happens is now here for the LDT file, I have not mentioned the location. I have not mentioned the LDT location because I just want to download the place where I execute it. I don't want to mention any place. If you want to mention the place, we have to mention the appropriate place also. That's not a problem. So I'll copy this command and go to the prompt, right click here, copy that, paste it, that's it. And now enter. It will generate a log file also. And now it has to generate the LDT file. Just go to the WinSCP and refresh here. It generated one log file and one LDT file. Can you see? And now just
Yes, I'm able to see.
see the log file content. So it just mentioned that downloaded this one, downloaded. Yeah, this is what I want to refer. See here. What it mentioned? Downloaded executable, downloaded value set, downloaded program also, right?
Yes.
Right. So these are all the components it will download. These are all the components it will download. Now, what is the content inside the LDT file, right? That's the next thing. What is the content? What exactly? It is in a readable format. It is a binary format. It is just a text format. Observe here. It's text format. So here you will have everything what we have used for our concurrent program definition, as well as concurrent program, as well as concurrent executable also. Observe carefully here. So somewhere you'll see all the information which you have mentioned for our concurrent program. These are valid set data.
We even have tables, is it?
It will not have the table information. I remember it will not have the table name. This will have some way to identify. It may have data types and all those things, but it will not have the table names. Here, if you observe, begin executable. Can you see? This is my concurrent executable name. This is application short name, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it also mentioned when it created, who updated, when it updated, and execution method code P.
Reports which
Yeah,
meant.
yeah. This is executable name, then the value set option. Finally, you'll have the concurrent program options also. Can you see program? This is a concurrent program name. User concurrent program name, right? So now what exactly it is doing? It downloaded all the content into one of the file in a understandable way, which that particular tool understands. It is not for the developer friendly content, right? This is not for developer friendly. It is not our like we cannot understand generally to say. I mean to say like why it is having these commands begin program, end program kind of thing, because it has generated their program such a way that they can understand nothing but the tools which Oracle has designed, isn't it? Okay. Now, what is the next thing? We want to migrate this to the target environment, right? So far clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. So now we have understood that how do you download the LDT file, right? The next target is how do you upload? Nothing but how do you migrate to the target environment? So when you want to migrate, I mean to say like when you want to register a particular component to the target environment, what we have to do first of all? So for a concurrent program, in our case, we have chosen the RDF file, right? We have to copy the RDF file to the appropriate location. Copy the RDF file. Next thing is upload the LDT file, right? Upload the LDT file, which will have the concurrent program definition, registration, I mean to say. Clear? So
Clear.
so for copying, you just need to use a copy command. I'll show you the total migration script also. For copy, what we do, XX, let us say QA, or maybe we can have the RDF file name, right? See, this is our RDF, right? Copy RDF file into appropriate some location, the target location, isn't it? And this particular command you have to mention in the shell script. Okay. Now let us understand how do you upload, right? How do you execute the target? How do you execute the fnd load upload command? So for this one, what is the input? You just need to pass the LDT file name. Fnd load app schema username password, and then the LCT is same again. LCT, there is no difference for the, there is no different LDT for the upload and download of a specific component, isn't it? And there is no extra parameters. What you have is these things, warning and all these things.
Yes.
Now what we do is, like, I don't have any other extra environment, but I'll try to show you how do you execute the upload command. So what I'll do is, to understand this in a very easy manner, let us say this is our program, right? This is LDT file. I'll just change the name here to understand whether our upload command will be a successful or not, right? I'll just append 007. I'll just save it. Okay. Now assume this is your latest LDT file from your source environment. Okay. And so in the target environment, what we have to do now, in the target environment, copy the audio file to appropriate location, and also you have to copy the audio here. You have to copy the LDT file also, right? Copy the LDT file also in the appropriate location, because for this command you require the LDT file location, isn't it? For fnd load executable command, you require where is your LDT file available, isn't it? So this command you have to
Yeah.
this command you have to execute in your target environment. Now assume that we have logged into our target environment. Okay, I'll just remove the log files. So as of now, I just have only one file. Okay, I just have only one file. I'll just execute here. Oh, I think it got executed twice. It got executed. Refresh. Now see the log. Now it said that altering database table, dump, something like that, upload from stage table, something like that it mentioned, right? Now what we do is, so go to the concurrent program, right? I just close this window, open it again, refresh. So is it not showing? It is not showing the latest information, right? Because I have updated 007 at the end for the concurrent program, isn't it?
How do we understand it? Okay, you're talking about the 007. I didn't get it.
Yeah, it means that our LET is not successful, right? Our upload is not successful, isn't it?
Yes.
So generally what happens is, like, you just need to clear the cache, or maybe just log out and log in. Because I don't have any other,
How?
sorry, yeah, tell me.
Yeah. See, for development and UAT instances, we can proceed this way. But when we are working in a production, how we would, even for the production Unix box, we will have access. We can move the RDF file and LDT file to that particular location.
Okay, I'll tell you. See, for that, I'll tell you. Let me finish this and then I'll explain you. Okay. So,
Yeah, sure.
so why I have modified the LET file? Because I just want to show you that upload is working successful. Generally, we should not change anything in the LET file. Okay. Oh, strange. Is this the one we used it? Oh, 1 minute. Did I update it? Because generally, okay, I understand now. Oh, it got saved, right? Saved. XXQA. Are there any two programs for the same name? No. One minute. I think it was not executed or something. Let me try. This is my apps, upload, CP. Why it is copying 2 times? Mouse problem, I think. Okay. Hmm. Can you see now? 007. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just
Yes.
it was execution problem actually. So, and maybe can, I think it has to update the record history somewhere. It's not showing. Updated date, it did not refresh, I guess. But generally it has to refresh. Okay. So now the basic thing is, like, we just saw how do you upload, right? It's just a single, we are just, let us say we migrate only one particular report. It is just a 5-minute job. But let us, if you want to migrate 50 reports, so this is not the way we have to do. So what is the way we have to do is, so if you want to upload the larger number of things, first thing is for everything, for every particular AOL component you require download. You have to download all the LETs file, all the LETs of your respective AOL components, right? And then what we have to do is you have to design a migration script. So I'll show you one example which I used in our environment. Can you see here? So this is the shell script, Unix shell script. So what we do here is,
Yeah.
so yeah, can you see one example here? Let us say I just mentioned echo migration, copying the SQL file to a destination. I just mentioned which location I'm copying and I'm executing the script. This is for the SQL and PL SQL components. You just need to call SQL plus command for the purpose of invoking the scripts. You want to migrate, let us say you want to migrate a table, you want to migrate a PL SQL package or maybe a trigger or a view, something like that, right? You have to go with this way. Or let us say if you want to migrate the thing which we are discussing now, right? Like let us say, where is our concurrent program? Yes, AFSC PROG, right? Not this. Yeah, this is CP1. Yeah, this is CP. Can you see? Uploading concurrent program.let. And what I mentioned here, I just mentioned again the same location, right? FND top import LCT file. And for the LDT, I have not mentioned any location because from wherever you're executing, you're just like it will just read the file from that particular location itself. That's the reason we have not mentioned here. So this is what we do in the general production environments. We just use a shell script for that. Are you getting, or I'll show you. See, like a very simple thing. What I do is, so here we have added some extra logic, like to generate the log file whenever you execute and all those things. So I'll try to use the same logic. Okay, I'll just design a shell script now. Okay, just see that. xxqa mig script .sh. Okay. Now here what I'm trying to do is I'm just validating my database password is correct or not. This is for the purpose of that only. Okay, this is for that purpose. And here, and after that, echo start of migration script. And here I'll generate whatever the thing which I perform in a particular this thing to a log, so that like we can validate whether our script is working fine or not, right? This is output redirection in the Unix. This angular brackets, right angular brackets are redirecting the output. Okay. Now what I do is I'll try to execute my migration script. So here, always copy the shell script in the text mode because it will not execute properly if you move in a different mode. You have to be manually copy the content in text mode. Now go to the command prompt, LSLTR sh. Always give 777 mode for the shell script, right? Now I'll execute my shell script here. Like I just need to mention dot followed by script name, and it is just asking my database password. That's how we have designed apps. And now it generated a log. It generated a log file. Just observe here, refresh here. It has to generate a log file. Can you see a log file, log file?
Yeah, yes.
Now this is the migration script, right? Now I'll just do some more changes now. Let's say let us assume that I want to copy. We just want to copy the total concurrent program, right? So for concurrent program, what do you require? I require an RDF file, echo copy RDF file to destination. So where is your RDF file? We have to mention that particular one, right? Let us assume that. Let us keep that file also. I don't know where they kept. Yeah, okay, I have. I'll just take any of the file, okay? Okay, this is another file, right? So this is my file. So what I have to mention, CP RDF file, to which location you want to copy. So don't hardcode the location. I meant to say you have to mention the logical locations. You have to mention appropriate top location, FND top, reports US, or maybe the appropriate custom top reports US. Got it? Or let us say I'll try to go
Yeah.
mention it as GL top, and we'll try to validate whether it's available in GL top or not, right? This is how we have to mention the copy command. Next thing is, what is the next thing? The fn load
But
command, right? Yeah, you're saying something?
but from where we are copying that? From which location? We didn't give any.
It will copy the file. The assumption is, now from where you execute the shell script, from there it will read it. Now let us say if I execute this shell script from this location, from this location, right? Now here,
Mm-hmm.
so from here
Yes.
you're executing a shell script. It means that it should have the file at that location itself. If you, let us say if your file is not
Okay.
available at that location, what you have to mention? You have to mention the appropriate location. Let us say you have to mention home / Apple Manager, something like that. You have to mention like this. This is a source location and this is a
Mm-hmm.
destination location. If
Yes.
you don't mention, if you don't prefix the location, if you don't prefix the directory, it means that your file is available in the current location itself, the place where your script is getting executed. Okay. Now this is my download command. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the execution of fnd load LDT for this one. Okay. End of migration script. Clear? So this is one of the sample for one single program, right? So now what we have to do?
Yes.
So now let us say if you're executing this particular script, a particular location, let us say better what I'll try to do is I'll show you, I'll just say, okay, better I'll create a directory, okay? So that migration source, okay, now, so this is my source system where I have all the files, okay, right? Now clear? So now from the source system, let us say you want to migrate a concurrent program from development to test instance. What all you have to do? You have to get your RDF file, you have to get your LDT file, and then you have to design your shell script also, right? Now, these are three files which I have. So what you have to do, you have to copy these three files into a target environment, isn't it? You have to copy these three files into a target environment. Let us say we are in a target environment now. I'll just create another directory, make directory target migration, okay? Change mode 777 target migration, right? Now I'm in the target environment, target location. So I'll just copy all the files here. So first basic thing is the text files always has to be copied in text mode, right? So these two files, shell script and the LET file, I'm copying in the text mode. F5, transfer settings, click on text. And the RDF file doesn't matter. RDF is a binary, right? So just either you can copy, make sure that you select binary, or else default is also fine with this. Now what I have done, I've copied all the relevant files into my target environment, right? And then what I have to do, so go to the putty, change to target migration, right? ls-ltr, check the files, better give all the 777 permission. Generally 777 is not required. What you have to do is you have to give the appropriate 744 or something like that, but not to have any complication stuff, just simply give 777 ls. There are three files, right? One is shell script and two source files, RDF as well as a concurrent program. And yeah,
Yes.
any questions or clear?
No.
Okay.
Answer.
Now let us execute our migration script, xxqa migration script. So as per the design of our migration script, it just requires the database password, and that is the app's database password. In our case, username and password both are same. I'm just giving apps here. So it just executed the stuff and refresh here. right? It generated the log. Observe the log. If at all, if it gives an error, it mentions start, copying the file, execution of the execution, and that's it, right? So now one thing we can verify is whether our RTF file got copied or not to appropriate location, right? And generally, if the copy command fails, it will give a log, because that's how we have designed, right? Here, if your copy command is failing, where is our script? See, as per our script design, let us say if this copy command gets failed, automatically it has to generate the log here. Okay, I'll show you one example here. Let us say what I'll do is I'll just mention a junk file name. Okay, clear? I mentioned a file name which is not available in our particular source location. I'll copy my migration script here,
Okay.
because we can't validate all the files, right? Let us say if you're copying 50 files and we cannot go to 50 locations and validate that, right? It's very difficult. Now execute the command apps. Can you see? Cannot copy, no such file or directory. Generally it has to generate in the log file itself. So there is somewhere here, I think I just need to mention like this, so that automatically it will generate the log file within the file itself. It doesn't need to display on the screen. Copy the file again. Text. Still giving the on the fly actually, but generally in our case it gave the output to a particular file. It depends upon the shell, Unix shell which you are using. That also matters. Now it just gave the error right here. So by just observing this, we can easily understand, okay, there is some issue with the copy command. Now, whether the destination got copied or not, we can just try to check that also. For the one file, it was successful, right? The GL top. So you can go to GL top. So Oracle Apps, VIS, Apple, GL 12.0, reports, US. So we copied a particular file, just click on change more. This one, can you see?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. And if you want to execute any SQL scripts, let us say if you want to migrate a table from one location to another location. So for this, what I'll do is let's create one table. Okay. So let's start from EMP, or maybe we can take this EMP table only. Now, so we can get the table script, right? From Toad we can get it. I don't remember from SQL Developer, but from Toad we can get that. Yeah, now this is my table, this one. I'll just control click on this. Scripts. So copy this table. Right? It's good, right? The command is good. So now what I want to do is we are in the same database, so I cannot create the same table again, right? So what I'll do is I'll just drop the table, okay? I'll just drop the table. Drop table. Yeah. Okay, now there's no table of this name, right? There's no table with this name. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to create a table Q1, this one, XSQ underscore E1. So I'll just create XSQA e1.sql, right? This is my table script. Clear? And here what I'll do,
Yeah, clear.
so here I'll just mention xx migration of, or let us say invoking xsqa underscore e1.sql script to create table. I'll just mention SQL
Mm-hmm.
SQL plus apps slash. So don't hard code the apps password, because in the target environment you may not know the apps password, right? In the data, in the production environment, what we do
Mm-hmm.
is we're taking the apps password as an input from this migration script, right? So mention the variable here, this variable apps password, like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then xql plus this one followed by this is a file name, right? Just mention the file name.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So this file require one more thing, important thing. This file generally requires yeah, that's it. Okay. So yeah, show error and exit, right? You require exit also. If you don't give exit, it will not come out of the SQL plus command. So this is our migration script. Now let's see the difference now. You have to copy these two things. Transfer mode, sorry, not here. Home, Apple Manager, target migration. Copy these two things in a text mode. Now try, remove the log, check the files. Yes, we have the files. XSQA migration apps. Okay. Invoking this particular script to create a table, right? So now just check out whether the script got executed, or let us just check out whether table is available here, right? So I'll just, let us say, select start from xsqa underscore e1. So e1, right? The table got created, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this how we create the SQL plus stuff, the SQL plus related, and this is how we copy the files. The same way can perform a lot number of things, right? Like you can try with RTF
Mm-hmm.
files, or like data definitions, lookups, many things like that. And for RTF, let us say what we do is for RTF, I'll show you, I think. For RTF files, you just need to call this particular utility. Can you see? There is a utility called Java, this one, XGO loader. For loading RTF files, you have to call this particular utility, XGO loader. So this require again similar username password, but it requires the TNS entry also. It requires TNS entry.
For for XTO, if we are using XTO loader means.
No, I mean to say, so far what we have used, which command we have used? We have used fnd load command, right? For all the AOL components,
Yeah.
we have used fnd load. For RTF files, if you want to upload any of the RTF file, we have to use the XDO loader. That is another utility, especially for the RTF files.
Okay.
I'll show you one example. See. So
We were able to access the database without TNS entries. No, why we have to give TNS entries when we are using XTO loader?
I'll tell you. See, the reason is fnd load is some particular command which Oracle designed using some other language. Now this is specially a program which Oracle designed using Java language. So this requires TNS entry.
Oh, okay.
Because it depends on the language which you design a program, right? That's the reason. Clear? Now,
Clear.
what we do is, let us say we want to upload a particular RTF file. So I think in our system we have a lot number of RTFs, right? Let's get any of the existing RTF if we have. Okay, I have this RTF migration script. So first of all, to upload any of the RTF file, first of all we have to know what is your data definition name, right? Template name, I mean, template name, template code. So I'll just show you what I mean. So this is my template name, isn't it? Template code. Okay. Now what I want to do is, so here XDO loader, TNS string, application short name. Application short name is FND. LOB code. So LOB code is nothing but our this one, the template code, language, territory, and what is our file name? So let us, I'll mention the file name as this one, rip1. Okay. Okay. This is my file name. And I have to mention the TNS string. So for TNS string also we have designed a logic. So we just need to call that. So this is how we are generating the TNS string. So I just mentioned that. Yeah, it is already there. This is a TNS string command. If we try to execute this command from the Unix, you'll understand what we are trying to generate. Can you see? It generates your database TNS string. This cat command followed by context file, grep command, all those things, it generates the total script according to the requirement. Clear? Now,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now what we want to do is we are trying to just target. We're just trying to understand like how you are uploading an RTF file, right? Let's see how it works. Sorry. Now we have to copy what all files you have to copy. We have to copy your migration script, which in a text mode, and RTF file in a binary mode, because RTF is a binary file. For binary files, if you just copy in the normal default mode also, it will not give an error. But generally, for the Unix shell script, this has to be in text mode. That's for sure. Even the Java class files, whenever you're copying for OAF purpose, they have to be in a binary mode. Then only it will work. Remove the log first.
Except for shell script, remaining all are binary files.
If you see LDT, LDT is a text file, right? SQL is LDT. SQL file is a text file. If it is a readable, it's a text file. If it is unreadable, it's a binary file.
Okay.
Now I mean to say like a readable in the sense, let us say if you are trying to open any file in the notepad, if you can read that content, it's a readable one. Else it is an unreadable one. For the shell script, even you can open with any of the editors. It can be notepad, it can be wordpad, anything. But let us if you're trying to open RTF file or maybe the RDF file using any of the notepad, it'll just open the total binary content you cannot understand, right? That's a binary one. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see what happens now. Yeah, it gave some error or something. Invoking, yeah, I think some issue here. Syntax error near unexpected token. Okay. Maybe somewhere I missed this has to be in a proper way, else it will not work. Okay. So what we can do, we can try to validate this command, right? Just try whether this works or not. What we do is better. I'll take this command. So I'll copy this TNS string here. TNS string here. Okay. And password, I'll mention apps here. And this command has to be in a single line. Okay. Just in a single line. Yeah, let's try now. Okay. Clearly says that syntax near unexpected token. Are these closed properly? Yeah, these are closed properly. I have short name, LOB code, supplier. Let me get
I
this. Yeah, tell me.
think it has something to do with the braces,
Yeah,
open and close.
yeah, this happens generally. Maybe this one we will try. Either you can type everything in a single line, or maybe you can try with multiple lines also. This also should work. Let me show you. This happens only for the first time, okay? Not every time you have to struggle this much. Generally for the first time, if you're trying to copy, then generally you have to face these issues. Where is our TNS string? Yeah, this is our string, okay? And then apps password is apps, and RTF file name is this one. And where is our LOB code? This is our LOB code, right? Apps short name is FND, and language is EN, territory is 00. Generally for the US territory, we generally mention it as 00. Language,
Okay.
language is ES or EN? Should be EN, I guess.
EN.
EN, right?
Then we are running a concurrent program from PLSQL. We have used EN.
Yeah, but here it is showing ES. Let's see what happens. Where is the token? Which token it is referring? Syntax error near unexpected token. Is this one? Okay. Now it says command not found LOB type. Okay. Okay. This should be in the same line, right? Should be here. Okay. Strange. Let me get this again somewhere. Upload, right? Now this for data definition, and this for the RTF. We want to upload the RTF. Everything is same. Just like somewhere the parentheses and all those things could be a mistake. DB connection. Let us say I'll mention GLO dev.com 1521 and VIS. And apps password is apps, and RTF file, right? And any other thing? EN. Okay, sorry, EN only. FND, and okay. Okay. So this is how it has to. Can you see? Start uploading, target file, creating a new record in the XGO ops table, something like that, right? So it's successful.
Yeah.
It's a successful execution, but still you can validate. What you can do? You can try to check this RTF. I try to check this particular template, and it has to show two templates. Where is LTT? Oh, this code name. No, I think no. I'm referring other one, right? This is our template, right? Supplier REP. Oh, I think template code what I mentioned is wrong. It is It is underscore TMPL. Just observe here. Can you see the template code? It is underscore TMPL. This we have to mention. Template code we have to mention. That's wrong again. So it could have been created with other template or something. LOB code underscore TMPL. Okay, this you mentioned this. Now let's try again. So these things generally happens. Very difficult. Okay. The program got successfully executed. We thought it is perfect, but still we got an issue, right?
We have changed only the LOB code. That's it. No?
Yes. Yes.
And
Can you see RAP1?
yeah.
Okay. So this is how you can upload the template. So even for the control file also we have to follow the same process. Control file we have to mention, follow the same process. XDO control file, right? So for all the XML stuff you require this particular thing. You have to use the XDO loader command. Okay. So what is the thing you can try to do is take one XML report. Okay. Take one XML report. I'll mention the script for you, so you can use the script. Or maybe I can copy here. Same script. What I can do is same script. You can just simply execute from the shell script. That's it. That's only difference. For you, independent command should be perfect. Once they're fine, just mention them in the shell script. They'll just execute one by one. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe what you can try to do is take one RDF based concurrent program and RTF based concurrent program and try to design the shell script, or maybe the commands at least. Don't worry about how you design a shell script, but at least check out what is the upload command and what is the download command, and try to execute the appropriate commands so that at least you'll get some clarity. So once we do any of the maybe like that's how we started. That's how we have to learn this piece by piece. So just try with the concurrent programs first, one RDF report and one RTF report. And once you're clear with that, then you can, try to play with the shell scripts, like copying of files, maybe executing the script, executing a PL SQL stuff, or even, invoking the SQL loader script, SQL loader file, or invoking the SQL file. There are a lot of things we can still do it. And even you can register a Unix shell script as a concurrent program also. I think we have not discussed that yet.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
Actually, see, we have discussed about AOL components, right? In that, we mentioned everything except PLSQL or SQL, PL SQL or SQL script. So, except this, whatever we write in Oracle, other than that, the remaining all are AOL components.
See, generally, like here I mentioned, right? Where is that? Yeah, these are the AOL. These are only things which are AOL, right?
What are the remaining?
You mean remaining components like there are something called AME, Approval Management Engine. There are a few more things also part of AOL only. Even
what I'm asking is, if we are writing shell scripts only for the AOL components, no?
No, not only for AOL, for every migration, nothing but for SQL, PL SQL, OAF, workflow. For everything, we have to use a migration script only.
Okay. Is there any do we need to follow any orders while we are writing the shell script?
No, there is no specific order, but there is a dependency matters, right? Now let us say you want to migrate a particular Java-based page. So, or maybe let us say you want to migrate a view. So first of all, you have to create the table, then only you have to migrate the view, right? Else it will not work. Or let us say you're migrating a package, all the dependent tables has to be migrated first, then you have to migrate the PL SQL package, right? Those things you have to consider. Yeah. Now let us, I'll tell you one other scenario. Let us say you have a RTF report which is based on RDF, which is based on the RDF1.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, we have to migrate first RDF, then you have to migrate RTF later, right?
Yeah.
So that's a sequence we generally follow, depends on the things. So for all the components, we have to go with the single shell script, like let us, if you want to migrate any of the RDF, RTF, even the SQL loader stuff, you want to migrate a SQL loader control files, yes, we have to go with this particular migration script only. See, let us
Okay.
say we consider SQL loader, what do you do? We just need to copy a CTL file, and remaining is again a concurrent program registration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. So just brush up your Unix scripts, Unix particular thing. The basic command, we don't require much complex
Mm-hmm.
command, just a basic level command you require.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll send you the existing, the bigger scripts also. You can just go through them. You may have, you can always refer to them.
Mm-hmm.
Copy paste the appropriate content. So whenever
Sure.
you want, yeah. So next class, what we do is we'll try to finish that SQL loader first, then we can discuss other things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.